Hello guys, and welcome again. In this video, I will share with you a technique or a model to use whereby which you can monetize your passion. The idea here is to work on something which feels like play to you but work to others. When you're working on something which is like play to you, which you have passion for, which you enjoy, you love, even if you work on it for 24 hours a day, which is technically impossible, but let's say even if you put all the working hours of the day doing that work, you still feel energized, you still feel happy, as against doing a 9 to 5 job in the morning, which by the time you come home, you're drained, you just sit on the couch and you're all exhausted. Imagine something on which you work and it gives you more energy when you work on it, and it also pays you. So how do we determine that? Now, the model that we will use here is the Ikigai model. Now, before moving forward, in case you find any value from this video, I have to ask for you. 1, press the like button as this keeps me motivated. 2, press the subscribe button along with the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. On this channel, I post content pertaining to financial and career success for early and mid-career professionals. Other than that, if you want to continue supporting me in making unbiased content like this, you can also do so on my Patreon page. I will leave the link to my Patreon page in the description of this video. Now, let's get rolling back into the video. Now, Ikigai is a Japanese term which refers to passion which gives you value and brings joy to you. Again, something which will make you happy. Now, how do we find our Ikigai? For Ikigai, what we need to do is first and foremost, find our passion. What is that we are passionate about? So there will be 4 circles that we will draw. One will be for passion, and these circles that we will draw will be interconnected, like they will overlap. And in the middle of all those 4 circles, where there is an overlap, is your Ikigai, is your passion which you can monetize. So first we start with passion. So for the passion, what you need to do is make a list of all things that you feel you are passionate about, things you really enjoy doing, irrespective whether they make you money, irrespective they are something you're good at, irrespective whether this is something which is really meaningful, doesn't matter. It is something that you enjoy, you get joy out of. Could be gardening, could be music, could be art, could be teaching, could be anything, something that you just enjoy. So make a list of that. Now, just don't limit yourself to what you think you are passionate about. Ask your family members, ask them what in their opinion are things where you light up, where you really enjoy, or where you come out very happy when you're doing that work. Could be gardening. Let's say you go for gardening, you come back inside the house and you have this big smile on your face because you really enjoyed all the hard work, all the sweat that you did in the garden. While gardening, you enjoy all of that. So despite the hard work, despite all the sweat that you came in with, you're still happy, you still have a big smile. Secondly, ask your friends who are close to you, who know you well, just check with them. What are the things where you really feel passionate about? What are the topics on which you can go for hours and hours and can speak about those topics at length? Similarly, check in with your colleagues as well at work. What are those projects at which you jump? Whenever those projects come in, you jump to work on them. Or there are parts of projects which you really enjoy, which you devote your 100% just because you're so passionate about those parts of the project. So ask your colleagues and check with them. Make this long list and write it down. Now, second circle that we draw is things you are good at. So from this list, circle out the items which you are good at. So for instance, I love music, but I'm not good at singing. I wish I was good at singing, but I am not. So I will cross it out. I will not circle it, or I will not select that part. I really have to find things which I am good at. So you figure out what are the things that you are good at. Third is you have to figure out, which is the third circle, that from this list which is now left, which you've circled out, where you're passionate and you're good at, is the world needs. There is someone who's looking for it. There's someone who wants that support, that help, that thing that you are passionate about. Could be, let's say, gardening. So you're passionate about gardening, you're good at gardening, and then there is someone who wants their garden to be fixed. So this is what you're good at, you have passion, and someone needs it. Now comes the number 4 circle, which is something that you can monetize, something for which people will pay you. So you like gardening, you are good at gardening, there's someone who wants their garden fixed and they are willing to pay you or pay anyone to get their garden fixed. This is your Ikigai because you are passionate about it, you are good at it, there is someone who wants that service and they are ready to pay for that service. So once you figured that piece out, you will have found your ikigai. So from your passion list, cross out the ones which you're not good at. Then cross out the ones which the world doesn't need. So only select the ones which the world needs. So what you're doing is you're shortlisting or reducing your list and coming to 1 or 2 or 3 passion points. And then comes the item for which, or the exercise or the action or the service for which people are willing to pay. And by then you should have like 2 or 3 items at best which will form your ikigai. And then you pick on one and start working on it. Now start working on it in very small increments. You don't need to leave your job, 9-to-5 job, and start working on your passion. You have to do it in small increments. So for instance, what you can do is you can simply start with your neighbors and check with them if they are willing to fix their garden. And if there is someone in your neighborhood who is ready to pay you for fixing their garden. So you pick them first. You fix their garden, you get paid, you do 1 assignment per month. The next month, maybe you expand your neighborhood and check with others as well. And now you pick up 2 assignments or 2 projects. Third month, you pick up 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. Then you work on your website, you do some advertisement, but slowly and gradually. You don't need to leave your job. You keep your job because it pays the bill, but you start to hone your passions. Now, this is the example I can give with regards to me. For instance, I was able to find that my ikigai is teaching and coaching. And per se, coaching related to career and personal finance, because I have passion for personal finance. I'm good at it. People need it and they are ready to pay for it. I'm good at career coaching and teaching, and I have passion for it. People need career coaching and they're ready to pay for it. So these are my 2 ikigai. So I've combined both of them and I've started my YouTube channel. But again, I started very small. I started with making 1 video every 10 days. And when it started to work, then I started to make 1 video every 7 days. Then I started to make 1 video every 5 days. Then I started to make 1 video every 3 days. So currently I'm making 1 video every 3 days, and I've expanded on LinkedIn as well. So not just YouTube, I've also started to impart knowledge on LinkedIn. So previously I started only with YouTube. So I'm expanding little by little. And I started this early in 2021. So it's been like 2 years, but every 2-3 months, I kind of slightly dial it up. One, I'm getting better at it because the more I produce, the more content I create, I get better at it. So I'm getting better at it each passing day. Second, I'm not leaving my day job. So it is still paying the bill, because this exercise that I do with regards to coaching and teaching, it doesn't pay all the bills. It has started to monetize, but it doesn't pay all the bills. So my 9-to-5 job is there, and I'm honing on the skill and getting better each passing day. I didn't leave my 9-to-5 job. I'm sticking to my 9-to-5 job, but I'm using time, my free time, my spare time to work on it. And as I get better at it, during the same time period, so let's say I have 1 hour each day where I work on this passion. Previously in this 1 hour, it would take me a lot of time to create a video. But now, since I'm getting better at it, it doesn't take a lot of time. I've gotten better at editing as well. So it doesn't take a lot of time for me to produce now almost 2.5 videos per week. So idea here for me is very simple. I keep working at it little by little, and in next 3, 4, 5 years, it will become big enough for me to say, okay, this is the only thing I am doing now. And given this is my passion, I really enjoy it. I enjoy looking forward for this time where I can sit down and make this video. I enjoy looking forward to the time where I have those coaching sessions, teaching sessions. I enjoy those moments where I connect with people and have paid consulting and coaching sessions. I really enjoy it. I come out of it all energized. I'm ready to do another session, record another video. Unlike, let's say, my 9-to-5 job, with regards to which when I come home, I'm all tired and I'm just exhausted. Here, when I spend time on this exercise, on this passion, I really love it and it makes me happy. So once you found that passion, you will enjoy, you will love it, and you will be able to invest more and more time in honing it, in doing it, and getting better at it. Now, there is another shortcut way for you to kind of figure out your ikigai, which is, remember the last time a friend of you called you for a particular question they had. Let's say they were buying a car and they called you to say, hey Beroz, I'm buying this car and I need your help to tell me whether this is the right decision or not. Now, what this means is that there is someone out in the world who has a question regarding buying a car, and they think that you have the answer for it, which essentially means the circle where someone needs it and they think you know it, like you're the expert. Now, the question is, you're the expert, but do you have passion for it? If yes, good. Second question is, will that individual be willing to pay for the advice that you're giving them? If yes, good. Then you have found your ikigai. You are in the middle. So this is kind of a reverse way of doing it. So in case you find this exercise of listing down all your passions and then finding out what you're good at, what the world needs, and can you monetize it, you can cut it short by remembering or recalling the time when a friend of yours called you and asked you for some help. This is exactly how I started my YouTube channel. So there was this friend of mine who called me and she wanted to move to Canada, and she asked me, I want to move to Canada. I want to know how to go about finding a job in Canada. So I dropped her a voice note on WhatsApp, which was like a 7-minute long note. And as soon as I dropped the note to her, she replied back by saying, this is amazing. Wow, such a great advice. Thank you for giving me. This was really helpful. This was very structured and I really like it. And I think this is helpful and will eventually help me get the job. So I'm so glad that I asked you. And suddenly it clicked my mind that this is a question that someone has, which is how to move to Canada and find a job. And they think that I have the answer for it. I do have passion for this because I love teaching, I love coaching, and that's why I spent 7 minutes dropping down that message, because I was passionate about it. And can I monetize it? Yes, I checked on the web and there are people who are offering services with regards to career coaching, career development, how to find a job, how to move to Canada, and so on and so forth, which means I can monetize it. And the next day I sat down and I made my first video on the YouTube channel. I will leave the link to my first video here, which kind of cringes me every time I see that video, but I've left it there just for me to know how far I have come. And I dropped that video on my YouTube channel. That was my first video. That is the day I created my YouTube channel. So that is another way for you to find out what your ikigai is, which is there a question that someone has and they think you have the answer? Do you have passion for it? And are they willing to pay for it? Thank you guys for watching this video. In case you found this video helpful, I'm sure you'll find another video on my channel very valuable where I talk about my financial freedom journey. So check out that video here. Other than that, there is another video where I talk about what are the best investments in the stock market. You can check out that video here. Thank you.